Hey guys, Nabil here. I haven't done a video in a while and probably, hopefully soon enough you will know why. Now I haven't lost hope and didn't want to do this anymore, or I haven't been burned out, at least not yet. But I'm working on something very special and I can't talk about it yet. Hopefully very soon, then you will understand why I'm not doing as many videos as before. It's definitely worth it. But I had to do a video today because a couple things happened over the past couple days. And before I do anything, no, I'm not gonna remind you to subscribe and like and all that. I mean, that's obvious, right? I just want to remind you of something. The KOFXV is literally about 38 days away, about 34 days if you pre-order the deluxe edition, which means it makes it about a little bit more than a month. And oh my god, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to have this game and play it. Now, let's not talk about the KOFXV. We'll talk about it in a second, but something happened today, unexpected, and also brings in some ideas and hopes. So, as you know, SNK has been releasing some of its amazing Neo Geo Pocket Color titles on the Nintendo Switch, right? We had Fatal Fury, we had King of Fighters, Samurai Showdown R2, and then we had SNK vs. Capcom Match of the Millennium, and that was a great game. Today, a game dropped out of nowhere, no announcement, no trailer, nothing. It's just Nintendo said, hey guys, by the way, we have a new game on the Nintendo eShop, and it's SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighters Clash. Now, wait, what? What's happening here? So this is a game that came out in 1999, and it's actually an SNK vs. Capcom game, but it's a card collectible game where you play as a character and you try to get cards that are themed with these awesome characters from both companies, SNK and Capcom, and then you try to fight other people, obviously not online, and try to get more cards and exchange cards and all that good stuff. It's a pretty fun game. I played it back in 2000, I believe, and I haven't played it much. I did play it. I'm more into the fighting aspects of fighting games and stories and whatnot, as you probably know. But this is a really cool game. Now, when this game came out, it actually came in two versions. There was an SNK version, there was a Capcom version. Now, if you do buy this, this re-release on the Nintendo Switch for a mere $8, you actually get both versions. Now, the official description of the game, it says, introducing SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighters Clash, a white-hot card fighting game from the Neo Geo Pocket Color, released in 1999, is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Back then, SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighters Clash was sold as two separate games, the SNK Card Fighter version and the Capcom Card Fighters version, but now both have been combined into one game. There's nothing stopping you from collecting all the cards. SNK icons like Terry, Nakuru, and Marco clash against Capcom legends Ryu, Chun-Li, and Mega Man in this insane card fighter. There are 300 cards in total, where characters from both SNK and Capcom appear as character cards for fighting and action cards for support during battle. Go out there and make the strongest fighting deck in the world. You can trade between both the SNK and Capcom Card Fighters version. What's more, you can even use their individual save data to have them battle each other. You may switch between the SNK Card Fighters version and Capcom Card Fighter version at any time, but each has their own save data. You may switch between the Japanese and English version at any time, but each has their own save data. Trading between Japanese and English version is not possible. The manual included in the game is for the Neo Geo Pocket Color Edition, therefore some controls may vary. So this is a great thing. I mean, this is SNK vs. Capcom, and we said this about the fighting game part, the SNK vs. Capcom Match of the Millennium, is that SNK could not release or re-release this game without Capcom's consent, and that also keeps coming back, right? And every time we talk about this, is that SNK and Capcom are in a very great relationship right now. And with the King of Fighters coming out, I'm starting to hope we're gonna get some sort of collaboration with Street Fighter. I mean, we had a collaboration with Guilty Gear for Samurai Showdown. Isn't it time to have a collaboration or collab with Capcom for the King of Fighters 15? I mean, if we're gonna have, I'm not a big fan of guest characters, but if only there's one type or one company, I would be very happy to have its characters as a guest character in the King of Fighters. and that's Capcom, because SNK versus Capcom, Capcom versus SNK, obviously. And this is what we're seeing right now. What we're seeing right now with the re-release of SNK versus Capcom, the Card Fighters Clash, and the fight match of the Millennium before it. That's the first step. There's a 3 steps, journey, I would call it. There's a 3 steps journey to get a new Capcom versus SNK, or SNK versus Capcom. The first step is what we're seeing here. These re-releases, out of nowhere. This is the first step. The second step is if we end up getting Street Fighter characters in an SNK game, and maybe or SNK fighters in a Capcom game. That's the second step. The third step, guys, is we're gonna get a new SNK versus Capcom, or Capcom versus SNK. So we're getting there. And along these 3 steps, there is a re-release of Capcom versus SNK 2 somewhere. It's in between those steps somewhere. So that's about it in terms of this little gem that just showed up. But let's talk about the King of Fighters 15. We had a couple things here today. Yesterday. The first one was, as usual, whenever we have a new trailer, we get some insight about that character from the game designer Tomohiro Nakata. And last week we saw Kula, which looks really awesome in the King of Fighters 15. And she looks probably one of the best best models especially from the characters that came from the King of Fighters 14. So what did Tomohiro Nakata's son had to say about Kula? Well, this is it. Look at this beautiful drawing as usual. Sorry to keep you all the Kula fans waiting. The Princess of Ice has returned to the King of Fighters 15. This time she's away from K-Dash and the gang and finds herself joining up with Angel instead. I hope you enjoy their team's story when it gets released later. In KOF 15, Kula has a new move called Falling Snowman, which is, it is a falling snowman, where you guessed it, a snowman falls down from above. This move is pretty nostalgic for some avid fans, as she used to have it in a previous title. Besides Falling Snowman, Kula Diamond's breath is now stronger, and by changing the animation of her jump A attack, she can now cross up her opponents. All these new additions mean whoever she fights will be on thin ice. So Kula Diamond, everyone, she looks awesome. We also had from SNK a little bit of insight about the awesome Team Cronin theme song, and this is in a tweet. And the composer of Team Cronin's theme song had this to say: I wrote this track as I reflected on their backgrounds. The transition from a simple robotic rhythm into a raw drum blast represents being freed from something holding you back. And the name of the song is actually Liberty. And the reason it is Liberty, I believe, is that these guys have been liberated from the grasp of the evil Nest's cartel or organization. So it's a really fitting theme. It's one of the best. There's a lot of great themes in the King of Fighters 15. So there you have it. Just a quick, as you can see, I didn't even show myself because I look like a mess right now. I've been working on this project that you guys, again, will hear about hopefully this week. Hopefully it's not up to me. Hopefully this week. But I've been having some really sleepless night work on this thing, which hopefully you guys will enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video from Neo Geo Now. Now don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not done so, and I would like to take this opportunity and thank my patrons for supporting the channel and making this content possible. Making daily videos, and especially the documentaries and lore episodes, takes a very long time and a lot of effort, and being able to get some support for these time-consuming tasks allow me to keep going and strive for more and better content. With that said, I want to give a big special shout out to Michael, Bryant Yard, Fahad Al-Suwaidi, and Jack Paul. As well as special thanks to Shaka Asamia, Refugee Robles, Felipe Guimara, Jihao Ju, Muhammad Al-Blushi, Anthony Longino, Burned Retinas, Lily Wong Esmeralda, and Goran. Those of you who are not yet Neo Geo Now patrons, I hope you will check my Patreon page where you can become patrons, helping the channel produce more videos as well as receive special perks that are exclusive to patrons, like early access to videos, exclusive making-offs, and other SNK digital goodies. Link for the Neo Geo Patreon page is in the description below. So until next time, thank you for watching.